and they started Beis Yaakov girls over 50 years ago, Beis Yaakov schools. So even the most pious circles felt that it's important for women to learn, and if there is a new world and the world is changed, so Judaism has to be part of that change. So I made a compromise by making the bat mitzvah in the house. Then we have both things. She can give a Devar Torah, and Kol Kavod Bat Melech Panima. All the glory of the king's daughter, I'm the king I guess, all the glory of the king's daughter is inward in her own home. There's nothing that people can't come to her home to hear her, as the maid of Lublin and other Ludmer and other women who were great teachers. So Avigail prefers to speak in Hebrew. Thank God for the first time in 1900 years, that's the natural tongue of our family. I'll never quite make it. But it's okay, I'm the immigrant generation. This is a funny country. Here the immigrants are the Chashuva people in some standpoint. They're the ones who are supposed to have the money and everything and know how to do things. But nevertheless, I'm an immigrant. Avigail has become a native. She's born here, so she is a native. And she'll give a brief Devar Torah as we head into the season of Rosh Hashanah. We're dealing with din, laws, that not everything is just feelings and good nature, but there are absolute laws for people, just as there are for the universe. On the Parsha sheet, which everyone can take, in honor of the occasion I did a new kind of Parsha sheet, with Hebrew and English, one subject and some more white space. So, everyone can take them later. And Abigail is going to give a Devar Torah, which Danny helped her prepare, from which sefer? Abigail, which sefer? No, but which book is this from? Leket Tov. Okay. So I'm sure whatever she took from the Leket is also Tov. Abigail, do you want to maybe stand up on a stool or chair or something? I can come in the middle of the room. Speak loud. By the way, I'll tell them how Abigail, while she looks at her notes for a moment, how she got her name. Abigail got her name from Reb Soloveitchik's house. Really? Reb Soloveitchik in effect named Abigail when one Saturday night in Boston, I went to a class and Reb Soloveitchik was talking about Abigail and her husband Abba. And he said Abigail is not just a character in the Tanakh, but Abigail is the noble, the eternal, the godlike side of every human being. And the novel, the abominable drunk, the one who can't even recognize David's greatness and doesn't want to give David any food. The novel is that animal in a person, that part which would bring him down, that part which would not have him survive this life, be like any animal. So the Abigail saves the novel, the novel. And Abigail represents everything that's beautiful and noble in the human being. So after hearing that drasha, I had no choice but to name her Abigail. We thought of Abigail, but it turns out that's the moment when she lost the yud for acting improperly, according to the Yerushalmi. So we stuck with Abigail. So Abigail, in as loud a voice as you can muster at this age, please give your drasha. I'd ask everyone else to please keep absolute silence. Clearly, obviously, to anyone. So, the video and television are the beginning of eternal life and Tziyat HaMesim. I mean, imagine if we could see Rev Hirsch and the time of the Rambam on video. It'd be incredible. So, it's a way that you can survive. I urge Rosh Hashivas to be videoed this way. I tell you, your great-grandchildren can see you, and this hits them, that they can see them give a shear. Okay. So may your great-grandchildren, may you be the mother of tens of thousands, but don't come to me for the money. Tomorrow, Rivka Imenu, stay, mother of Avot, and start off real strong as you can. Okay.
שבטים ושוטרים תיתן לך בכל שעריך. במדרש רבה כתוב, אמר רבי לוי, למה הדבר דומה? למלך שהיו לו בנים הרבה, והיה רעבד הקטן יותר מכולם. היה לו פרדס אחד, והיה עובד יותר מכל מה שהיה לו. אמר המלך, נותן לי את הפרדס הזה שאני אוהבו מכל מה שיש לי לבני הקטן שאני אוהבו מכל בניי. כך אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, מכל האומות שבראתי איני אוהב אל ישראל, שנאמר, הושע י"א א', כי נהר ישראל ואוהבהו. מכל מה שבראתי איני אוהב אלה את הדין, שנאמר, ישעיה ס"ח. כי אני השם אוהב משפט. אמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, נותן לי את מה שאהבתי לעם שאני אוהב, הווי שופטים ושוטרים. מאמר זה אמר הגריל אבנשטיין זצ"ל, באחד משיחותיו נותן לנו מבט חדש על עניין המשפט. מדברי חז"ל אלה אנו למדים שהמשפט הוא הדבר שהקדוש ברוך הוא אוהב מכל דבר אחר. היסוד של משפט הוא אמת. בזכות המשפט אפשר לזכות בטוב העולם הבא או לעונש גיהנום. המציאות של ימינו מראה שהרבה אנשים סוברים שהקדוש ברוך הוא יוותר, או במילים אחרות יהיה בסדר, וכתוצאה מכך נכשלת אצלם נעימת הדין. הטעות הזו נובעת מחוסר ההבנה של אנשים במשמעות המילה משפט. ברגע שאדם יבין את מהות המשפט, הוא יראה שאין בכלל מקום לוויתורים. המשפט יסודו ממידת האמת, להעמיד דברים על המציאות האמיתית שלהם. כשם שחוקי התורה לא בנויים על הסכמה וויתורים, בניגוד לחוקים של בני אדם ששם יש ויתורים. אלו שהם אמיתת המציאות, כך גם המשפט, הוא אמיתת המציאות. אז אחרי שאנו מבינים דברים אלה, אנו רואים שאין מקום לוויתורים במשפט. ולכן חסדי השם לא שייכים לוויתור בדין. כמו שפוסק לא יכול להתיר דבר שאסור, ולא משנה כמה חסדים הוא עושה עם אנשים, הטוב והחסד של המורה לא יכולים לשנות את המציאות. הדבר מבחינת הדין אסור וגם לא שייך לערב כאן את מידת הרחמים. ככה גם במשפט. המשפט הוא מציאות ואי אפשר לשנותו על ידי חסד ורחמים. האדם צריך לדעת שאם הוא לא יעבוד קשה כדי לקרב את רעיון המשפט אל ליבו, הוא לעולם לא יבין את מציאות המשפט. ולכן בחודש אלול צריך עמל מיוחד כדי לקרב לליבנו את מציאות המשפט. ושנדע שכל דבר שאנו עושים בחיים נמדד במידת המשפט ולא במידת הביטול. וכבר אמרו חז"ל, כל האומר הקדוש ברוך הוא ותרן ויוותרו חייו. ולא התבוננות בן אדם ימשיך את חייו ללא פחד שהוא מוקף בתירוצים. לכל דבר יש סיבות ותירוצים. צריכים לעבוד קשה כדי לדעת שאין תירוצים מצילים. להכרה זו בן אדם יגיע רק מתוך עבודה עם עצמו, וכמו שנאמר, ואם אני לי מי לי. אני רוצה להודות להוריי היקרים ולפתו, ולכל מי שעזרו, ועדיין עוזרים לי להתקדם בכל אשר אקנה. וכן אני רוצה להודות לכל מי שבא להשתתף בשמחתי, ושנתראה רק בשמחות.
ביום חתונתי זוי מתן תורה וביום שמחת ליבוי זה בניין בית המקדש שיבונה נמרו בימינו
We have a master storyteller here. I want you to take advantage of it. Rabbi Gedalia Flair besides being an expert on Hasidut, especially Reb Nachman, gives seminars on personality development and other topics, and is a master public storyteller. So tell us a good story, Gedali. Something related to little girls, thank heaven for little girls or something like that.
Okay, I'll tell you a story.
Okay, loud and clear. Everyone, listen to the great Rabbi of the Roma.
A long time ago, I taught in Brooklyn. I taught Talmud Torah, and I had little children, probably about 8 years old, that I taught in my class, and they came from families that wanted them to get some kind of modicum of Jewish education, as long as it wasn't taken too far. And I was trying to do what I could to get them a little further than their parents really wanted them to go. And so I was talking one day about the mitzvah of tzitzis, and how it was such an easy mitzvah with so much reward, and all you needed to do is buy a pair, and it only cost $1 at the time, and you could wear it under your skirt, under your shirt inconspicuously. And many of the young boys in the class came in and they wanted to order some tzitzis. And in this class there was a girl whose name was Myrna, and she was about 8 years old, and she came over to me and she wanted to know why it was that girls shouldn't wear tzitzis. And after all, it isn't fair to have the possibility of such a great mitzvah only for boys, and girls were excluded. And so I thought for a minute, and I told her, well, you know, if you get somebody to do a mitzvah, you share in the reward of that mitzvah having gotten done. Therefore, why don't you get your father or your brother or some boy that you know, why don't you get him to wear tzitzis and you'll share in the reward? So the next day, Myrna comes to class and she says, how much does a very big pair of tzitzis cost? And I said, $3. Who do you need it for? She says, my father, and he's a big man just like you. So I went and I bought a pair of tzitzis and gave it to her. She gave me $3. And I was there. She was very happy. A couple of months went by. And it was toward the end of the term in June. It was very hot outside. I took off my jacket, and the kids noticed that my tzitzis were outside. I was wearing the strings outside where everybody could see them. So some of the boys said, Rabbi, why are you wearing the tzitzis outside? I mean, you know. I said, well, there's an extra added kind of tradition that says that you should see them. But for you people, it's good enough to wear it inside, between you and God. But they asked, you mean there's an extra added mitzvah? Yeah, but your parents will get nervous, and you know, when you play basketball with the goyish your friends, I mean, it's better just keep it inside. Okay, didn't think anything more of it. Everybody seemed satisfied. This was on a Thursday. Sunday morning, 11 o'clock, Mr. Antman, that's Myrna's father, comes to school. And he pulls me out of class. He says, Rabbi, this is going too far. I said, what's the matter? He says, for my little girl, Myrna, I would do anything. You know, I'm not a religious Jew. I don't observe the Shabbos. I keep kosher at home, but, you know, we go to a Chinese restaurant once in a while. But when Myrna came and told me how much it meant for her, if I would wear tzitzis, I said, okay, and every day she checks, and I wear them to work and everything else. But this has gone too far. I said, what's gone too far? He said, well, this morning I woke up, put on my pair of pants, and put my hand in my pocket, and I found holes in my pockets. In other words, she thought, she didn't realize that the tzitzis come out over your belt. She thought they come through the holes of your pants in your pocket, right? So now she made holes in all his pants, you'll be able to take out the tzitzis. So there's something very special about little girls. And I suppose that in a certain way, the bat mitzvah is just that transition from little girl to woman, and I would only wish that Avigail take with her into womanhood that which is best about being a little girl.
What happened to Modani so inspired Yaakov, and may I share a few words about Modani. Everybody knows that in the morning we wake up and the first bracha we make, or it's not really a bracha, but the prayer is Modiani Lefanecha, thanking I am before you, King who's alive and established, because you gave me back my soul. And Rav Kook points out that really in the Modiani Lefanecha, what am I really thanking Hashem for? Generally people think I'm thanking Hashem for the fact that I woke up, which is of course beautiful also. But Rav Kook points out that part of the emphasis here is Modiani Lefanecha, thanking I am before you. And Rav Kook emphasizes the notion of the I before the eternal you, before Hashem. And then when we wake up in the morning, really we look around this world, the world is so great and so awesome, so wide, really we should begin to think that we're really but a speck of dust. Who are we anyways? What are we anyways? And yet we wake up in the morning, we're filled with that consciousness, we're filled with that sense of self, and we begin to realize that, my gosh, I'm able to stand before Hashem and even thank Hashem. And so this is one of the strong teachings of the notion that Hashem's gift, the Modan Lefanecha, because you gave me back my soul, Hashem giving us our soul is giving us the self-confidence, the integrity, the dignity to be able to stand before Hashem and be aware of ourselves in the presence of Hashem. So with that, also the Modani ends off with Rabbe Amunatecha, great is your faithfulness, or it could also be mentioned as great is your faith. And so rather than simply wake up in the morning and say I believe in Hashem, but to a certain extent I wake up in the morning and realize and recognize that Hashem believes in me. Because if not, I wouldn't be waking up. So I give Avigail a bracha that every morning of your life, Admei V'Srim, should inspire you with that sense of your presence, yourself in the presence of Hashem, and the deep sense of confidence that Hashem believes in you, and every morning recognize that you have a tremendous power, a tremendous gift, because if not, then you wouldn't have waken up that morning. Rabbi Munatecha, Mazel Tov. Thank you. David's starting another program on the 23rd of August, and if anyone would like to sit in on his classes, it's possible. There's a schedule on our window at top. And if you know any friends who want a Jewish experience, which is an open, healthy, positive one, Zionist, Rav Kook.
Shalom, it means hello. Shalom, it means goodbye. And, oh yes, another word. Shabbat Shalom. Three words is that forward, I didn't figure it out. However, I want to say, right from the depths of my heart, Mazel Tov, Avigail, Mazel Tov, and God will give you everything that is good, Avigail. And always follow the advice of your parents and grandparents. Ma beni mutzar avicha, mutzar avicha, ve'avicha divrot imecha.